What's going on, everyone? Welcome to 24/7 Football for another little podcast type video. And we're going to be discussing who is the best player in the world. Obviously, it's Lionel Messi, but outside of that, who is the best player in the world outside of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo? Something that causes huge debate within the footballing world. So I'm delighted to be joined again by Jack and Lucas. I think I'll let you two guys talk first in terms of where you think it's going. Jack, you had a very interesting player, which some people may agree or disagree with.
Yeah, I thought I'd probably be leaning towards Robert Lewandowski outside of the two. I just think his goal scoring over the last year, I just think has been incredible. Massive fan of his. In terms of an out-and-out striker, I don't think really there's many that come that close to him over the last couple of years.
I don't think there's anyone who does come close to him in terms of being a striker, except for maybe Aguero. But Lewandowski's record, especially for this season, it's just been incredible, hasn't it? I think he scored 27 goals in 25 games this season. He's been on fire. But does that make him the best player in the world outside of Cristiano and Messi? Because you've got to think you've got a few other players that he's coming up against. So what sets him apart?
I don't know. I think just maybe it's me being biased because I'm a huge fan of his. I just think his all-round game. I just think it's quite faultless as a striker. Really, it depends what you're after as an overall sort of best player. You know, with the likes of Messi, obviously, he doesn't just score a ridiculous amount of goals. He obviously contributes a ridiculous amount of goals as well. So whether you're maybe looking for that as well. And maybe that's where you lean towards the likes of Mbappe more, maybe, which I'm sure Luke will tell me.
Yeah, Lucas, where are you leaning towards in terms of best player in the world outside of the two big ones?
I'm split between two players.
All right,
one
go on.
One that Jack's just mentioned, Mbappe, Kylian Mbappe. I mean, unbelievable whenever I've watched him, to be honest. What he offers to a team in terms of his pace. I don't watch every game in the French league, I'll be honest. His record does seem to be pretty good. But whenever I watch him in, say, the Champions League and the World Cup last year, he just seems to deliver. He just seems to deliver at such a young age to deliver in big games. It's a good quality to have. The other player, you're probably going to say I'm a little bit biased towards City now, but I've not seen a player pass a ball like Kevin De Bruyne for a long time. He is the influence he has on the team in general, his work rate. He's not one of these midfielders that doesn't track back. He works hard for the team. He sets by example, gets his fair share of goals, unbelievable amount of assists as well. And like I say, his passing of the ball, his crossing of the ball as well is absolutely unbelievable.
I think in terms of, I have to agree with you on Kevin De Bruyne. When I've seen him, you have to see him live. He's good, but when you watch him live and you just focus on him, his awareness in the middle of the pitch is second to none. I mean, you can probably put three men marking him. He'll still manage to create a little bit of space, sort of what David Silva does, but he's on a completely different level. And some of the passes that he makes, I mean, is there anyone else that can match him for passing in the world, Lucas?
Currently, I personally don't think so. His weight of pass is unbelievable. And he crosses the ball with so much power, but so much accuracy at the same time. It's so hard to defend against. Defenders can be in pretty good positions, and he will still find that tiny gap between the last defender and the goalkeeper. Usually with Sterling running in at the back stick or whoever else it might be. So, honestly, unbelievable as a player, as a midfielder.
I think there's two goals that really epitomise what De Bruyne was about, and it's against Stoke. Do you remember the pass for Sané's goal in 8-2?
Probably his best assist that I can think of anyway. Somebody might come back and say, find one that was better, but off the top of my head, that pass was unbelievable. That game in general, I don't even remember there was a goal earlier in that game. I think Sterling ended up scoring it,
This is the second goal I was talking about. Yeah.
Is this the one you were talking about? Right. Okay. Yeah. The kind of like reverse no look pass and no defender. I don't think anybody watching. I didn't.
No one
saw
it.
Nobody saw it. I think Sane was quite surprised to have the ball at his feet as well. So the one later on in the game as well, the pass for Sane's goal. Second half, he was out on the right hand side, and from an absolute distance, he just whipped the ball in along the floor, splitting the defence. Sane just runs in the other side and taps it home. That pass was unbelievable as well.
That's probably one of those ones where you're thinking, do you know what? It'd be good if he could make that pass, but there's no way anyone could physically make that pass.
It's one of those passes that you see on FIFA and you think, oh, go on, I'll try that, but it never works out. It's one of those type passes. But De Bruyne is just one of those players. He will find any little gap he's given.
No, I have to agree. In terms of someone who maybe doesn't get a lot of recognition anymore was Neymar. In terms of being that player behind Lionel Messi and Cristiano, I still think Neymar's a world-class player, and I still think, for me, he probably is that player just underneath because he's still really special on the ball. I just wish he never went to the French league because no matter how many stats and how many goals he gets in the French league, he's still in the French league. And I know with Mbappe, it's a little bit different because he came from France and he's in that league. But do you think Neymar maybe tarnished his legacy a little bit by going to France, Jack?
I think it was just a bit of an ego thing for him, really, wasn't it? He wanted to be the main man. And that probably didn't work out for him too well because then Mbappe came to PSG. But I don't know. I'd like to see another couple of years of him in his prime in the Spanish league or in the Premier, wherever he's going to go. Obviously, talks of him going to Juventus as well, wasn't there? But I don't know. I think the reason I wouldn't have gone with him is just because he hasn't played a ridiculous amount of football, has he, this season? I think he's had a couple of injuries, hasn't he?
Every time his sister's birthday comes around, he seems to pick up an injury. I don't know why.
To be honest, I think you do have to say, have a good argument for Neymar as the best outside of those two. If he's, on his day, on his absolute day, he's the best. I think.
He's ridiculously good on the ball, isn't he? I think you are right in terms of maybe it was his ego or his attitude has let him down a little bit by going to France and how he carries himself in football as well. Honourable mentions as well. You've got, he maybe hasn't done enough yet, but Virgil van Dijk, because defenders and goalkeepers don't get a lot of recognition.
Yeah.
So Virgil van Dijk, and I don't know what anyone thinks about Andre ter Stegen as well. Unbelievable goalkeeper. But how will a goalkeeper ever be recognised as the other best player in the world?
I don't know. Who came the close? I think Casillas came close, didn't he, at one stage?
He did, yeah.
Neuer maybe got third once.
Yeah, I think
in the Ballon d'Or.
Top three, yeah, but it's very difficult. I'm not sure if Victor Valdes ever got top three. I don't think he did when he was in it at his best, but yeah, it's very difficult for them.
He's a very good goal. Ter Stegen's probably, I would say, some of the saves that he's pulled off and the way he is on the ball, one of the best I've ever seen in between the sticks. Same with Manuel Neuer. But for a goalkeeper to get that recognition is hard. I mean, we spoke about in a previous video, Maldini. Is Van Dijk nearly at that level where he could potentially win a world player accolade in terms of his achievements with Liverpool?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, to be honest. I think he potentially will have a chance. I think probably the impact he appears to have had at Liverpool, he will have a chance because since he has come in, Liverpool have kicked on and done really well, not just in the Premier League but in Europe as well. So he'll have a chance. He'll have a chance while Liverpool are competing. But for me, I don't think it's quite that level yet. Say someone like Maldini, because he was unbelievable, but he's still got plenty of years left yet.
I think the thing with Maldini, he just had the thing that helps him. He has that icon status, doesn't he, at Milan? He spent his entire career there. He just has that icon and legend status, playing a ridiculous amount of games for them, winning Champions Leagues. So I think that's where he just sort of gets that status from as well.
Yeah, in terms of Van Dijk's not had his career yet really at a big club and he's only just coming in. at Liverpool. So final bits then. So Jack, you're gonna go with Mbappe. I'm sorry, Lewandowski.
I'll stick to my guns. Yeah.
Lucas, we're gonna need a decision. You can
I'm
either go Mbappe or Kevin De Bruyne.
I'm going Kevin De Bruyne
Okay.
because of his age and because I'm probably a little bit biased to City. But I think Mbappe is the one, probably the next player who will kick on. And in the next 5 years or so, he will be, the next top player once Ronaldo and Messi they decide to retire, whenever that might be.
Oh, I don't want Messi to retire. That is going to be a sad day.
I'm not bothered about Ronaldo. I'm not bothered if he retires. But Messi, it's going to be a sad day, like you say.
Because it's even when we've watched him against City, he's just brilliant, isn't he? And do you remember when he megged James Milner at the new camp and Pep couldn't believe it?
I don't know if any of you have watched the Last Dance yet about Michael Jordan.
No, I've not watched it yet.
I'd recommend going and giving it a watch, but from watching that, Michael Jordan was just a basketball player that was unbelievable, and just did things with basketball that no one else could, and it just makes me think of Messi in a football sense. He just does things with a football that nobody else can, and you watch him, like you say, when he megs people or when he left Jerome Boateng on the floor, things like that, moments like that, and you just think, how has he done it? So.
It's going to be a sad day. I think I'm going to go for Neymar on his day. I think, like Jack said, on his day, I still think he's the best player outside of the two. Consistency, I'd be inclined to go Kevin De Bruyne, but then I'm going to be called biased. So I'm going to go Neymar. But yeah, they're all unbelievable players. But just before we go, do you think any of these players can ever reach the heights of Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, or do you think they're just a freak of nature, probably once in a generation, maybe not even that type of player?
No, they can't. No player for. I don't think in my lifetime anybody will. They maybe will, but I'm struggling to think that somebody will get to the places that they've gone to. I don't think I'll ever see a footballer like Messi again, and the record that Ronaldo has goal scoring wise, I just can't see somebody topping that.
Jack?
Yeah, Messi is just a freak of nature. I mean, the things I've seen him do at football is just, I just can't see anyone replicating it, past or present or future. Mbappe, I think maybe he's got the potential to go near it, but he's never going to be taken to that seriously, to that level whilst he's in the French league. As that sounds, he's just never.
Are we ever going to see a 92 goal year again, calendar year?
No, yeah. Do you know what? I was actually
crazy.
I had a bit of a quiet evening the other night, and I did actually watch that on YouTube, all the 92 goals, and they are just every single one's just something to behold.
It is, and it's turned into a messy video. But that's where we come in on the matter. So let us know who your player would be in the comments below, and let us know how much your memories of Messi or Ronaldo down in those comments below. I hope you've all enjoyed the video. Thank you to Jack and Lucas for coming on again. And subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Like the video as well. Check out our website 247football.com, and we shall see you next time.